Hello. Lagi? Lagi? Hello. Hello.
Hello, how are you? Very fine. Hello.
Hello. इतवार दुआर में आज के
I'm very happy to be meeting with you, the press corps of Abu Dhabi. I was here on the invitation of His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan on an official visit to this country. I had with me three ministers from the government of Pakistan. On my left, Chaudhry Nisar Ali Khan, he's the Minister for Petroleum and Natural Resources and currently also holding charge of the Water and Power Ministry. And on my right, Mr. Ishaq Dar, he is the Minister for Commerce, and he is also holding charge of the Ministries of Industry and Production. And on the right, Chaudhry Shujaat Hussain, who is the Minister for Interior, and also holding charge of the Ministry of Labour and Overseas Employment. This is the first time that I have visited the UAE on an official visit. We've had the pleasure of having His Highness Sheikh Zayed in Pakistan on an official visit. And of course, we consider that Pakistan is a second home. And I've had the privilege of meeting with him in Rahim Yar Khan on 2 occasions. We had been watching with admiration the development of the UAE under his wise leadership. The people of UAE and especially the people of Abu Dhabi, they have been delivered a welfare state, their education, their health, other important needs are being met through a system which is self-sustaining and which is equitable, and we greatly admire the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Zayed. He has not only led his people well, but he is considered a very wise man in the international fora where we interact with your government. Sheikh Zayed has had close consultations with our governments over the years, and UAE has been very supportive of our common causes, whether it's Kashmir or whether it's regional peace and security in this region or humanitarian causes anywhere in the world. For some time now, Sheikh Zayed has been very interested in the environment, and the efforts he has made in conserving ecology, the environment, wildlife are also very noteworthy. And last year, in fact early this year, when he was in Pakistan, I had the privilege to confer on him Pakistan's highest award for conservation of ecology, environment and wildlife. Sheikh Zayed's trusts for falconry, for the Hubara bustard and for other species of animals to preserve them in Pakistan and in this entire region, because some of these animals know no boundaries. Those are very noteworthy, and similar work is being done in close collaboration with Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. So the attention that is being paid to ecology, environment is also very noteworthy. I came here and brought the greetings of the people and the government of Pakistan to the people and government of UAE. We had very useful talks. I had talks with Sheikh Zayed and subsequently with Sheikh Sultan, with Sheikh Mohammed, with the Minister for Economics, Mr. Qasim. I had talks with the President of the Chamber of Commerce, with some industrialists from this area. And all these talks centered around the opportunities that are available and that must be seized for greater economic cooperation. The level of friendship that the two countries and the two peoples enjoy is at a very high level. And yet the trading figures, the values, the volume of trade do not reflect the deep relationship we have on the political front and emotional and cultural front. So we are all determined to upgrade those areas, to upgrade our economic cooperation, to intensify that, to have greater joint venture partnerships and to mutually benefit the peoples of UAE and Pakistan. The UAE have had investments in Pakistan. The first investment was in a company in the petroleum sector called Parco, and a pipeline was constructed from Karachi to Mahmud Court, a place near Multan, almost in the middle of our country. And talks were on for establishing an oil refinery over there, roughly of 4.5 to 5 million tons capacity. And I'm very happy that this project is going on very smoothly, and we hope that the implementation of this will start in the near future. We hope that within this year, work on this refinery will start, which will rationalize the oil products distribution in Pakistan and help both companies. Also, there are plans to extend the pipeline for white products to more upcountry, and also another pipeline parallel to the existing one from Karachi to the refinery to connect it to the main system. There are also other projects in which UAE and Pakistan have cooperated in the past. There is the Pak Arab fertilizer that's been upgraded, and we're talking about that also because Pakistan was interested in privatization, but a final decision has yet to be reached. But we are talking to our friends in the UAE. We feel that there is enormous scope for cooperation in a vast array of activities on the economic front. There are downstream high value added areas in the petroleum industry, for instance, fertilizer industries. There's scope for cooperation in the agricultural field. Pakistan has enormous agricultural resources and manpower. We have the ability to convert our very fertile land into highly productive source of income generation and exports in some of the areas in Balochistan, for instance. Those arid zones of Pakistan where normal canal irrigation does not exist, but where there is good underground aquifer available. And there are many new technologies that can be brought in. So a partnership between UAE private sector and public sector, business interest and ours, can be a very productive partnership, and we can perhaps meet the vegetables, fruit and other agricultural produce needs of this whole area in a very effective way, in the most economical and feasible way. There are many other areas of cooperation. Pakistan has a very active privatization program, and we would welcome UAE business interests to come and participate in that. There are very large thermal power stations up for privatization. There is the telecommunications corporation, which is 8 to 12 billion dollar privatization. There are smaller ones and large privatizations. So it's a very interesting and a broad spectrum area that may interest UAE businessmen. So we're very keen to expand our trade, to expand our joint ventures, our partnerships for progress in this region. We're also very keen that we exchange notes, as we do even more frequently, on matters concerning security, on terrorism, on matters concerning the security of this whole region, which includes India, Pakistan, the Gulf area, Central Asia. And we're very confident that with the excellent relations we have, which we hope will deepen further with the greater cooperation in the economic field, will enable us to come even closer to each other. So I'd like to thank you also for giving me this opportunity of meeting with you, and I'll be very happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Mr. President, I'm Conf from Pakistan. Earlier you mentioned that UAE was supportive of many civil public Pakistan, including Kashmir. When your discussions with Highness, what status is Kashmir?
We have an understanding with UAE on Kashmir. We did point out that these matters are of concern to us. We did explain to them that our Prime Minister and the Indian Prime Minister are talking to each other. They did talk to each other at Malé in the Maldives. We've had foreign secretaries level the 8th round of talks in New Delhi, and the next round of talks will be in Islamabad after around the 3rd week of June. So and Sheikh Zayed has always counseled that we settle this issue in a peaceful way, which has always been the stand of Pakistan, because we believe that military action can never resolve an issue like that, where a whole population of 8 million have been totally alienated by military action and by India's action. There, the answer lies in a peaceful resolution through talks, not through military occupation.
Regarding the attack on Turkey in the local
We discussed the general political situation of this region.
Connected to the discussion of now that you have that are going to be you hope for any that concept now incorporated in India?
Well, we have dialogue going on with India for a long time. During the period 1989 to 1992, 91, 92, we had 7 rounds of talks at the secretaries level between the two countries. Then there was a hiatus for about 3 or 4 years, and talks were again resumed. Pakistan had always been willing to talk to India and to try and settle our issues bilaterally. And in fact, we had no hesitation even in using other fora, multilateral fora, using mediation by friends in other friendly countries. Pakistan has had some trading going on with India over the years, right from the time of our independence. But the level and volume of this trading isn't very high. Many of our products are similar and it does not pay us to trade. But there are several areas where trading could be useful and where economic cooperation could be very useful to both countries. In fact, when I went to India to attend the SAARC conference in May 1995, I had a wide-ranging discussion with the then Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narasimha Rao, and with Indian leadership, both in government and in the opposition, and with Indian think tanks and editors of their newspapers and intellectuals from their academia. And I had just one message to them, that for so many years we've been confronting each other. There had been 3 wars between us, just doing nothing except impoverishing us. And it was important that we seek peaceful solutions to the problems that exist between us. In our view, there is only one problem that bedevils relations between our 2 countries, and that is the core issue of Kashmir. And if we can move to settle this, then many other problems would just fizzle out. They would be resolved. The question of the great opportunities that lie before us are opportunities of economic betterment of our people, reduction in military expenditures. And I urged the Indians at that time not to enter into new technological weapons-oriented race in the subcontinent. We had been calling upon India, we had been calling upon friends of both India and Pakistan, like the United States, to play their part to ensure that we do not enter new expensive arms race. India had been developing the Prithvi missile, which is nuclear capable and specific to Pakistan. We said that this should not be developed, because if they do that, then there will be another arms race in India and Pakistan, again impoverishing our people. That the answer lay not in confrontation with each other, but in a peaceful resolution. We know that Kashmir cannot be resolved in one day. It will take time. But all we ask for is a peaceful resolution in accordance with United Nations Security Council resolutions, and where you take into account the wishes of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. So this has been our consistent stand. But look at the opportunities that we have between the 2 countries, and look at the population that is affected. Between India and Pakistan and the subcontinent, we have 1/5 of all humanity concentrated here, and the benefits would go to 1/5 of humanity. There are mega projects like gas pipeline from Turkmenistan to Pakistan and India. India's west is starved for energy. They already have a shortage of almost 40 to 50,000 megawatts, and this could be met by import of cheap gas. The same pipeline that is bringing gas to Pakistan from Turkmenistan can also be extended to India, and the unit price of gas for both countries will go down because the transportation would be less. Similarly, opening up of Central Asia for trade, and the shortest trade routes between us are through Pakistan. And again, India could benefit enormously from that. So the whole subcontinent, with almost 1/5 of the population of the world, could benefit from a peaceful resolution of the core issue. And that's what we've been urging. So I hope that with the talks going on, there will be some progress. Our endeavor is not to allow the talks to break down. And Mr. Gujral has expressed similar feelings to our Prime Minister. So I hope that if this process goes on, new avenues will open up between the 2 countries.
I have 2 questions. The first one, this Islamic card is only going to make time to with the Pakistan government indirectly regarding to marriage. The second question, what has Pakistan done on the Afghanistan current conflict? And is there any view that this conflict might be trying to be other than it is?
Thank you. A country which has not been recognized by many countries, many Muslim countries, always, I think, seeks to get recognition for a number of reasons. Israel has not made any direct overtures to Pakistan. They might have made indirect overtures at different levels, but I'm not fully aware of any of those. All I can say is that Pakistan's policy on this is very clear. We wish to go along with the Arab consensus and to work on this. If there is any move towards recognition, it has to be through the OIC mechanism. And we do not wish to extend recognition because we are with the people of Palestine. We are with the Arab consensus on this. As far as Afghanistan is concerned, you know that Pakistan was the frontline, the major frontline country that absorbed the shocks of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. We had a very large number of refugees who came from Afghanistan to Pakistan. There were more than 3 million refugees from Afghanistan who took shelter in Pakistan, and Pakistan provided them refuge and succor, and we treated them as our brothers and sisters. There are still 1.4 million refugees in Pakistan from Afghanistan, and we have been endeavoring from the time that the Soviet troops left Afghanistan, for these refugees to go back to their country in dignity and honor. But unfortunately, the internecine war between different warlords in Afghanistan prevented these people from going back to their homeland. This is a great burden on Pakistan. Although we have borne this burden with great equanimity, yet it is a great burden on our scarce resources. And in any case, the Afghan troubles in the last 10, 12 years have created very serious problems for Pakistan in the form of free availability of sophisticated weapon systems, Kalashnikovs, missile launchers, rocket launchers. Everything is available in Pakistan today. And it is available to citizens because there is so much of it, and there are smugglers and so on. And also very serious proliferation of drugs, of heroin. Before the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, there was not even one known hard drug addict in Pakistan. If there were any, the figure was so small, maybe less than 10, 20, 50. But there was no problem of drug addiction in Pakistan. But today we have more than 3 million hard drug addicts in Pakistan. All the result and the fallout of this unfortunate invasion. Now we want to reverse the tide. We want to ensure that there is a peaceful, stable government in Afghanistan. And that's what Pakistan has been working for ever since the Soviet troops left Afghanistan. We've had contacts with all the jihadi groups. As you know, there were different warlords controlling different areas, some based on ethnic consideration, others based on other considerations. It had been our endeavor all along to maintain contact with each one of them, not to pressurize them because we do not believe in interfering in other countries' affairs, but to facilitate peace between them. So Pakistan, along with Saudi Arabia and a number of Muslim countries, with help from UAE and other friends, we got them together in Islamabad Then we took them to Makkah, and in the holy city of Makkah, they made a pledge that they will go back and have peace in accordance with that declaration of Islamabad. And they went back on that pledge. And they continued to create problems for Pakistan, for their own people, Afghanistan, and also for Pakistan. Now, we've been working ever since then through the United Nations and through the OIC and also bilaterally and in close consultation with each of the jihadi groups to get them together to have a peaceful resolution of the problem. Unfortunately, up to now, we could not succeed. We partially succeeded on some occasions, and then again this would be reversed. Now with the northern forces of the Uzbeks under General Malik and other leaders revolting against the idea of dividing Afghanistan, they have taken over and joined up with the Taliban, who were controlling most of 2/3 of Afghanistan previously. And now with the new ground realities, I think it will be possible to have a settlement in Afghanistan on the basis of justice and equity, where the interests of all the ethnic minorities and groups are adequately represented. You asked whether this recent events will lead to a spillover of the war to other areas. In my view, there will be no such thing. I don't think there is any move or any movement or any desire in any of the groups that control Afghanistan now to move the troubles to or their own wars to other areas, or to have their proxy wars in other lands. Which are the other neighbors? The other neighbors of Afghanistan are Pakistan, Iran, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, and China, near the Wakhan border. So these are the neighbors of Afghanistan. None of these neighbors would like to have the war spill over into their own territories. The groups in Afghanistan would not, I think, get any response from those countries to continue the war or the internecine war into the future. So when these two things are there, I don't see any spillover. Sometimes in the Western press you read about Taliban being a religious force and spreading their religious revolutionary message across to other areas. I don't think they are that kind of a force. They are not a revolutionary outward-looking force. And also they have, the main appeal in Afghanistan has been for peace. They have not even succeeded in their attempts to gain control of most of the provinces of Afghanistan through military prowess, but they have succeeded because their message was of peace. And people genuinely felt that they could bring peace, and they did bring peace to the areas that they controlled. And I think that is how they were able to spread their influence. There were not many serious pitched battles that took place. If you look at the casualty figures, if you look at the kind of campaigns that were undertaken, it was always the opposition to Taliban who had more military might, who had more sophisticated weapons, who had more sophisticated advice. And yet the Taliban kept advancing because the people in all those other warlords' areas revolted. So we don't see any spillover. Also, many people talk of this Taliban phenomena and religious revolution spilling over into the former Central Asian, former CIS countries, the Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. But we must remember that the people of those countries are very highly educated. There's more than 99% literacy in those countries. And the kind of appeal that the Taliban have will not affect those people. Their appeal is different. They are a different brand of Islam. It's not a revolutionary, outward moving movement. And neither have they ever expressed a desire to do that. So I don't see any of those things happening.